This is my 2014 Victory Cross Country Tour. Today what I want to do is install a built-in garage door remote. Currently right now I've taken my remote control out of my car and I've velcroed it to the back side of my GPS. Works okay, but whenever I'm going on a trip and I don't need my GPS and I remove it and leave it here in the garage, my remote control is also removed. No problem, I just take it and put it in my pocket or something. Seems though that every time I want to use my car, my remote is here on the bike. So what I wanted to do is have something built into the bike that can stay there and I don't have to worry about it being stolen, lost, or forgetting it. So this particular one is by Modor. On one of the forum sites, I was directed to their site. I like their product. And I decided to buy one. It comes with a factory switch, so it can merge right into the dash of the bike. In order to install the box itself, I'm going to put it inside the fairing. We're going to have to remove the fairing, of course, for that. I'm not going to show you how to do that on this video, as I've already done a video on how to remove the fairing. I'll post the link at the bottom here. And so let's remove the fairing and let's get started installing the remote control. This is the Modor unit that I bought here. Comes with the module, a set of instructions on how to program it, and the factory switch that will fit perfectly inside the dash of the cross-country tour. Has Velcro on the back. Peel it off and put it inside the fairing. This particular one I got with a 24-inch lead. You can get them any size from 6 up to 24. It's all the same price, so I opted for the 24 because I wasn't quite sure where I was going to place the module. We have a blanking cover right here for a matching switch, which the garage door opener is going to be a perfect match for it. Everything is self-contained inside this module. There's no wiring to hook up to the bike in any way. And I followed the instructions on the package in order to program this for my garage door opener. And now, you can see, works fine. So let's get it installed in the bike. After removing the front fairing, there is a tiny hole that you can see the back end of this plate cover for the switch. And I've heard people say that they were able to get that cover switch off by sticking a long, flat, very tiny screwdriver in and pushing on the locking mechanism on the back side. I've tried it. It can be done, but it is a little more difficult for me to do that. Plus, I found that I'm going to have a hard time putting the wiring in. So what I opted to do is simply remove the whole front dash. It's not complicated. You don't have to remove any of the chrome bezels or anything. You just simply remove the screw inside the speakers, a couple more on top. There's a few more, 2 more actually, behind the radio, and then 2 more down where the forks are. It's pretty easy to do. Now, once you get those screws off, the whole dash pulls forward. But remember, you've got wiring going to your heated switch and to your power outlet on the side. So once you pull this out, just disconnect those wiring and the whole thing will easily sit way up here on your handlebars, and then you can easily work on this switch. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I removed a total of 10 screws, only using this little Allen key. It's a 4mm, but it has a ball at the end, so it's easy to get in at an angle on some of the tighter screws down by the forks, for instance, to get them out. But that's the only tool I used. Took me all of a couple of minutes to do that. All I should be able to do now is simply grab where the speakers are, push this out. There's a couple of little pressure points. I'm going to do the same on both sides. And the whole thing pops out. Remember, you've got your wiring for your heated grips and your power outlet. You simply just unplug those. The whole thing should just move forward now. giving you plenty of room to pull out this cover switch here. You can see the blank switch that I pulled out of the dash. How it works and how it stays in there is these two little white plastic clips. So as it was facing the front, if you could insert something flat and push on this, then it will undo a little bit of the top, do the same for the bottom, it will undo a bit for the bottom, and then get at it from the front and work your way out. For me, it was just easier to undo the whole dash. So now that I've got the cover plate off, I took the good switch from the remote. I'm going to put it so it's spring-loaded at the top, and all you do is simply push it in and lock it down. This wiring here is for the switch for your heaters, and it goes underneath the aluminum part on the left side of the bike, but of course my switch is on the right hand side, so I'm going to follow the same route. I'm going to take the wiring from my module and I'm going to feed it on this side. I'm going to go underneath the handlebars and up into where the radio display is. So now I'm simply going to take the cable and connect it to the switch. I decided I'm going to take the module and mount it right up in here. And I'm going to do that for a couple of reasons. First of all, when I need to change the battery in this thing, I don't have to remove the entire fairing. I can just pull out the headlight, reach in, pull this off the Velcro, and work on it out in the front. And so that's where I'm going to put it. It'll fit beautifully right in there. Well, there it is, all done. The bike is put back together, and my switch looks great. Works like a charm. I can finally put my other remote back in my car, and I don't have to worry about water. I don't have to worry about someone stealing it, nothing. So this is going to be great. Like I say in my other videos, there's many ways of doing things. I chose this way because I wanted the factory button. I wanted it to be simple. There's nothing to hook up to the bike itself, no electrical wiring. So this, for me, is the way I want to go. One thing I wanted to mention is that in hindsight, I'm glad I got the 24-inch wire lead on the remote control because now, as I mentioned before, I can easily pull it out through the headlight to change the batteries. If it was any shorter than that, I'd probably have to take the whole fairing off as well. Now, these bikes are so easy to work on. Taking apart the fairing, taking apart the entire dash may have looked complicated, but it was very easy on these bikes. Granted, I've done it a couple of times, so I think in total time, mind you, I was making a video at this time, but total time, I probably could have had this whole bike apart, installed the remote control, and put it back together. 20 minutes to half an hour is what I think I could have done it in. Very easy to do. So, thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.